13.2 Marginal Utility Theory. The budget line tells us about consumption possibilities, but it doesn't tell us a person's consumption choice. Choices depend on possibilities and preferences. To describe preferences, economists use the concept of utility. Utility is the benefit or satisfaction that a person gets from the consumption of a good or service. To understand how we use utility to explain people's choices, we distinguish between two concepts: total utility, marginal utility. Total utility is the total benefit that a person gets from the consumption of a good or service. Total utility depends on the quantity of the good consumed in a given period. Total utility generally increases as the quantity consumed of a good increases. Marginal utility is the change in total utility that results from a 1 unit increase in the quantity of a good consumed or utility from additional unit of a good consumed. Table shows the calculation of Tina's marginal utility from bottled water and chewing gum. Marginal utility is a change in total utility when the quantity consumed increases by 1 unit. When Tina's consumption of bottled water increases from 2 bottles a day to 3 bottles a day, her total utility from bottled water increases from 27 units to 36 units. So Tina's marginal utility from the third bottle a day is 9 units. Total utility increases and marginal utility diminishes as the quantity consumed increases. Notice that Tina's marginal utility decreases as her daily consumption of water and gum increases. For example, her marginal utility from bottled water decreases from 15 units from the first bottle per day to 12 units from the second and 9 units from the third. Similarly, her marginal utility from chewing gum decreases from 32 units from the first pack per day to 16 units from the second and 8 units from the third. This decrease in marginal utility as the quantity of a good consumed increases is called the principle of diminishing marginal utility. To see why marginal utility diminishes, think about the following situations. Suppose you have even unable to buy a pack of gum for more than a day. A friend offers you a pack. You chew and receive a lot of utility. On another day, you have gone through 7 packs and chewed until your jaws aches. You are offered an 8th, and this time you say thanks very much, but another person pass on that one. The 8th pack of gum would bring you no marginal utility. Graphing Tina's utility schedules. We illustrate a consumer's preferences with a total utility curve and a marginal utility curve like those in figure. Part A shows that as Tina drinks more bottled water, her total utility from water increases. It also shows that total utility increases at a decreasing rate, diminishing marginal utility. Part B graphs Tina's marginal utility. The steps in Part A are placed side by side in Part B. The curve that passes through the midpoints, the bars in Part B, is Tina's marginal utility curve. Maximizing total utility. The consumer's goal is to allocate the available budget in the way that maximizes total utility. The consumer achieves this goal by choosing the affordable combination of goods at which the sum of the utilities obtained from all goods consumed is as large as possible. We can find a consumer's best budget allocation by using a 2-step utility maximizing rule. Allocate the entire available budget. Make the marginal utility per dollar equal for all goods. Allocate the available budget. If a consumer can buy more of one good without buying less of another good, utility can be increased. When utility is maximized, it isn't possible to buy more one good without decreasing the quantity of another good. In this situation, the consumer has allocated the entire available budget. With a budget of $4, the price of water is $1 per bottle and the price of gum 50 cents a pack. Tina allocates a budget to bottled water and gum at a point on her budget line as in figure. If she was at a point inside her budget line, she could buy more water or more gum without giving up any of the other good, and she would not be maximizing utility. Equalize the marginal utility per dollar. The second step to maximizing utility is to find the affordable combination that makes the marginal utility per dollar equal for both goods. The marginal utility per dollar is the marginal utility from a good relative to the price of the good. Calculating the marginal utility per dollar. The marginal utility per dollar equals the marginal utility from a good divided by the price of the good. For example, if Tina buys 2 packs of gum, her marginal utility from gum is 16 units. At a price of 50 cents a pack, her marginal utility per dollar from the gum is 16 units divided by the 50 gums, which equals 32 units of utility per dollar. Tina's utility maximizing choice. If Tina spends $1 more on water and $1 less on gum, her total utility from water increases and her total utility from gum decreases. What happens to her total utility from both goods depends on the marginal utility per dollar for each good. If the marginal utility per dollar from water exceeds that of from gum, total utility increases. If the marginal utility per dollar from water is less than that from gum, total utility decreases. If the marginal utility per dollar from water equals that from gum, total utility remains the same. By spending $1 more on water and $1 less on gum, Tina's total utility increases only if the marginal utility per dollar from water exceeds the marginal utility per dollar from gum. As she spends more on water and less on gum, the marginal utility from water decreases and the marginal utility from gum increases. When Tina has allocated her dollar so that the marginal utility per dollar is the same for both goods, total utility cannot be increased any further. Utility is maximized. The row of the table shows Tina's marginal utility per dollar from water and gum for the affordable combination when the price of water is $1 a bottle, the price of gum is 50 cents a pack, and her budget is $4. By equalizing the marginal utilities per dollar from water and gum, Tina maximizes her total utility. Her utility maximizing choice is to buy 2 bottles of water and 4 packs of gum. Finding an individual demand curve. We can use marginal utility theory to find a person's demand schedule and demand curve. When the price of water is $1 a bottle and Tina's budget is $4 and the price of a pack of gum is 50 cents, she buys 2 bottles of water and 4 packs of gum a day. Tina is at point C on her demand curve for water. When the price of water falls to 50 cents a bottle and other things remain the same, Tina buys 4 bottles of water and 4 packs of gum a day and moves to point E on her demand curve for bottled water.